depending on where you are. This is the news update on this Monday, 9th of February. News update on this Monday. Japanese Takaichi wins revelation. Paris statement: I can confirm the prince and princess have been deeply concerned by the continuing revelation of Epstein files. News update and headlines. There have been a flooding in Portugal. News update and headlines. Man arrested over shooting of Russian general. News update and headlines. News update and headlines on this 9th of February 2026. Seahawks wins the NFL last night. Bad Bunny performed in halftime show in Super Bowl. News update and headlines. News update and headlines on this 2nd of February. 9 headlines. Biggest election since independence. Seahawks wins Super Bowl 2026. Pro-Democrat tycoon Jim Rai sentenced to 20 years by Hong Kong. Christchurch shooter seeks to overturn guilty plea. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines on this Monday. News update and headlines. Starmer to meet Labour MPs after Mark Sweeney quit. Japanese Prime Minister Takaichi lead party to Lanshan election. Seahawks win Super Bowl 2026 against Patriots.
Or any consideration, everyone will enjoy the same lifestyle in Bangladesh.
Dozens.
News updates and headlines. News update and headlines.
By Google to identify AI content generated with its tools. Mamdani's name is mentioned in the files 5 times, all connected to newspaper clippings rather than any potential wrongdoing. These images began to emerge after Mamdani's mother, Mira Nair, was mentioned in the Epstein files in relation to an after-party film Amelia, which was hosted at Ghislaine Maxwell's New York townhouse in 2009. The messages indicate Epstein did not attend the screening. Another fake image of Epstein with his arms around reform UK leader Nigel Farage spread across social media. It was even by a local branch of the UK's governing Labour Party. When we put the image through AI generators, they were unable to give a conclusive response. But in the millions of files, there is also no evidence that Farage and Epstein directly corresponded or met. And on closer look, the lighting of the image appears illogical. Labour has also since deleted the photo.
News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News headlines. Apollo shows joint force to sell funds to wealthy investors. Hugo Dubson.
The interests of Japanese election nerds like myself. She's surpassed her mentor, Abe Shinzo, who managed to secure 294 seats. She surpassed the LDP's record of 300 seats.
Takaichi will affirm strong Japan-US ties.
Victory and really sort of breathed life into a party that 2 years ago really seemed to be on the ropes. It was breaking apart, its factions were moving away from each other and disbanding. It had lost its majority in both houses. People were talking about the end of the LDP. Well, Takaichi personally sort of led it back to domestic and agenda. I'm sure she is probably feeling a sense of pride, a sense of vindication, and a sense of relief. She called a snap election a strategy that was often used by a predecessor, and she delivered on it.
News update and headlines. News updates and headlines.
Marius Vizère.
News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines.
Ambassadeur de la
News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. Massive flooding in Portugal damaged many things in Portugal, Lisbon. News updates and headlines. Mari Dauda Sagala appointed. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News update and headlines. Milan 2026. Today, dance on the program of Olympic Games. Today there is dance on 7 p.m. GMT.
première place. L'essentiel, c'est vraiment de prendre du plaisir ensemble sur la glace et après le reste découle souvent très bien de ça. On a la capacité de connecter ensemble et sur les moments qui importent sur la glace au public, et c'est ça qui nous importe le plus.
Results of basketball NBA Toronto 122-101 Indiana. Results of NBA Washington 101-132 Miami. Basketball NBA results Minnesota 96-115 LA Clippers. NBA results Football American Seattle Seahawks wins second Super Bowl versus New England Patriots. Olympic. Germany will play against France in Milan Olympic. Germany today will play against France in hockey. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines.
Liftoff.
Top news: Treasury dollar dip as China flags. Dobson Takaichi staff stance on China and immigration resonate with voters.
In Japanese politics, for a US president to take a position. So I think she's in a good position to sort of double down on Abe's approach. As regards balancing against China, that will obviously be the other major concern. But I think, again, you're going to see continuity. You're going to see Japan trying to sort of balance against China by exploiting its relationships in Southeast Asia, where similar concerns exist as regards China. And you're also going to see strengthen bilateral relationships beyond the core bilateral relationship with the US. So already Japan is collaborating with its G7 partners like the UK and Italy on defence cooperation, and also with regional partners like Australia as well. This is all part of a long-standing continuum in Japanese foreign policy. So I don't think Takaichi's landslide election is going to represent a huge sea change. I think we're just going to see more of the same.
News update: Japanese LPD takes free 16 seats, most WW second. Japanese LPD takes 316 seats, most since WW. News updates. Updates and headlines around the world. News updates around the world. News updates and headlines. Syria Indokun CEO Transportation Consulting.
And at this, Africa 24 has done a great job in its years of existence. I do not just congratulate the establishment, I also encourage you, in spite of sometimes challenges of our context and the oppositions that you come across as a media player.
News updates, headlines. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines today. Australian boy's perilous swim to save his family. Australian boy's perilous swim to save his family. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. Australian boy's perilous swim to save his family. Austin Apebe. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. Prime Minister under pressure.
After another damaging few days.
Headlines. News update and headlines. News update. Stunning victory for Japanese ruling party. Stunning victory for Japanese ruling party. Seattle Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker Fad was named Super Bowl LX MVP. The 25-year-old finished with 135-yard rushing and 26-yard receiving in the win. Puerto Rican music megastar Bad Bunny rocked the stage with an energetic halftime performance featuring many of his biggest hits, powerful imagery, and technical nods to songs and symbols through his Spanish language. Report ransom notes demand $6 million for Nancy Guthrie's return. Demand $6 million for Nancy Guthrie's return. President Donald Trump, who skipped the Super Bowl and is attending a watch party in Florida, called Bad Bunny's halftime performance a slap in the face. And said nobody understood a word the Puerto Rican rapper was saying. News update and headlines. President Trump called Olympic skier Hunter Hayes a real loser on Sunday after the athlete expressed mixed emotion representing the U.S. right now in the Winter Olympic Games. Hayes said last week that just because I am wearing the flag doesn't mean I represent everything that's going on in the United States. CNN.com. Search for Nancy Guthrie intensified as ransom deadlines. Nancy Guthrie's children posted a new prayer for their missing mother's return on social media, with Today host Savannah Guthrie saying, Guthrie's purported abductor and reportedly demanding $6 million by 5 p.m. Monday. There have been no suspects named so far, CNN.com. At least 2 investigators were seen examining the septic tank near Nancy Guthrie's home in Tucson, Arizona on Sunday. 8 days after the 84-year-old mother disappeared. News update and headlines. News update and headlines in this morning.
Taken responsibility and has gone. And I think that's important to say. And I think that it's also important to say that Morgan had become quite a divisive figure. But the one thing, well, there were a couple of things that everybody agreed on. One was that he is brilliant, but I think the other thing was people felt that he was in the wrong job. And so I think it's right that he's gone, and I think it is an opportunity.
Starmer's position is untenable. Spokesperson, I can confirm the prince and princess have been deeply concerned by the continuing revelation. Talking about the Epstein files. Keir Starmer to speak with Labour MP. Tory chairman PM is fatally wounded. Jimmy Lai jailed. Hong Kong court jailed media tycoon and British citizen Jimmy Lai for 20 years. News update and headlines. News update and headlines. Former Hong Kong media tycoon Jimmy Lai has been sentenced to 20 years in prison. The 78-year-old self-made billionaire was among the highest-profile government critics charged since Beijing imposed a sweeping national security law and the semi-autonomous Southern City in 2020. Prince and Princess of Wales deeply concerned by revelation in Epstein. Sioux stage. Two late turnovers slammed the door on any hopes of Patriots' comeback, and Seattle kickers Jackson Myers made a Super Bowl record 5 field goals. News update and headlines. UK Prime Minister Chief of Staff resigned amid Mandelson scandal. It's over for Starmer. Starmer fights for future over Mandelson. The Daily Telegraph turns on Starmer. Many reports in news. Mandelson investigated for misconduct in public office. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. Devastating flooding in Portugal. Devastating flooding in Portugal.
No dia 28, uma catástrofe sem precedentes.
Luis Montero,
ao
Ministry
impacto
of
desta
Portugal.
tempestade, junta-se agora uma outra, também com um registro histórico comparável em termos de pluviosidade a tempos já muito passados. Por isso, esta é uma oportunidade para nós mostrarmos toda a nossa capacidade, para mostrar Portugal e a capacidade dos portugueses. Esta é uma crise devastadora, é uma crise que vai impor um processo de recuperação que será longo.
We are seeing in video at Alcázar, Portugal, into the houses. Is that happening? I see fridge floating in water in middle of the street at Alcácer do Sol in Portugal. South Peninsula. Flooding. Starmer in England.
Le Premier ministre avec le criminel sexuel. Dans un discours prononcé ce jeudi, il a déclaré que Peter Mandelson après Eipstein comme quelqu'un qu'il connaissait à peine. Je suis désolé pour ce qui vous a été. Désolé d'avoir cru à ces mensonges, a-t-il assuré. La veille, il avait reconnu être au courant des liens entre les deux hommes, mais a affirmé que l'ex-ambassadeur avait menti sur l'étendue de ces liens.
Making the decision to have appointed him in the first place. Had I known at the time what I know now, in September, I'd have never done it. And that's why today I've apologised for the fact that I appointed him in the first place and I believed his lies.
Keir Starmer apologizing to the victims of news updates and headlines. Seattle top New England 29-13 for the title. In Super Bowl, Seattle Seahawks top New England 29-13 for the title.
Once considered.
News updates and headlines. Seattle Seahawks top New England.
Belief in me, and they believe in me throughout my entire career,
Seahawks.
and I think that's why I was able to believe in myself almost ad nauseum. Like some people called me crazy throughout my career for believing in myself so much and having so much confidence, but it was because of my parents, because of the way that they believed in me throughout my entire career, and it allowed me to go out there and play free and have a ton of confidence.
Seattle Seahawks. Seattle England 29-13 for the title. News update and headlines.
I mean, it's honestly it's surreal right
Mike
now.
McDonald.
You look at the jumbotron. It was the quarterback just with our team. Can't wait to go celebrate with them. It's pretty unbelievable.
Now, 11 years ago, Malcolm.
Seattle Seahawks tops England 29-13 for title. Iran sentenced Nobel Peace Prize Runet Narji Hamadi to over 7 more years in prison after she began a hunger strike. Supporters said on Sunday as Tehran non-wide and the death of thousands. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. Tory chairman PM is fatally wounded. News updates and headlines. Starmer position is Keir Starmer to speak with Labour MPs. News updates and headlines. Keir Starmer to speak with MPs.
They don't think that a kind of leadership change, certainly a leadership election, can go on during that time. It sort of has to kick off all after May. But if one cabinet minister, even if some junior ministers start resigning and saying that actually that enough is enough, and they basically fire the starting gun, then that's it. Then things will unfold very quickly, and you'll start to see some of these leadership potential successors come out of the woodwork and make their pitches to the parliamentary party and even the membership. It will all be very, very messy because there are so many people who are thought to be interested. I mean, it's kind of unbelievable in some ways because it seems like such a poison chalice at this point. But there are lots of people who are kind of in the mix. It's about whether any of them are actually ready to make that bid.
News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News update and headlines. Champions League Moroccan club Asfar win 1-0 for younger Africans. News update. Full-star 2026 Cup of Nations Ivory Coast 4-2 Tanzania. Anderson Carnival in Verde, February 12 to 18th, 2026. Cameroon 8th edition of Madiba Festival, February 13th to 15th, 2026. News update. DR Congo. South Africa announced withdrawal of its troops from MONUSCO. Mali. Dauda Sagar appointed Deputy Chief of Staff of the Army. News update. South Sudan. WFP suspend its activity in Bariet after attack on humanitarian convoy. News update. Libya. 45 the coast of Tobruk. News update. Tunisia. Health cooperation strengthened with Djibouti.
An event, and it's not an end in itself. It's the fact that we're closing deals, that investments are happening, that partnerships are being forged from across the borders, and that, by the way, I would posit that 80% or 90% of visitors who have come here have come to Algeria for the first time. That in itself is a testimony.
News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. Russia accused Kiev of plot to kill top general in Moscow. Official. Russia attacked residential area of Kherson. Russia in Ukraine. In Kherson, Russia attacked the residential house in Kherson. Russia ramps up strike on Ukraine energy infrastructure. Russia war on Ukraine. Russia ramps up strikes on Ukraine's energy infrastructure. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines.
D'avoir fait
News updates and headlines.
pour la première fois, plus d'1,5 million de voix se sont portées.
Portugal elections.
De 30.
News updates and headlines. News update and headlines. Russia continues to strike the Ukraine energy infrastructure. William and Catherine consent over Epstein liberation. Prince of Wales begin 3 days Saudi Arabia visit. Royal statement. I can confirm the prince is concerned. News update and headlines. William and Catherine concerned over Epstein files. Prince of Wales begins 3 days Saudi Arabia visit. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines.
Rivière.
46 already dead trying to help people in Portugal on the flooding. News update and headlines. News update and headlines. Hundreds of lots are locked due to flooding. News update and headlines. In Cordozo, Spain, flooding has caused many damage in Spain. News headlines. Benjamin Netanyahu will meet Donald Trump on this Wednesday. Benjamin Netanyahu will meet with Vladimir Putin on Wednesday.
موضوع دفاعی ما هست، بحث امنیتی ما هست که هیچ وجه قابل مذاکره نیست، نه الان نه هیچگاه در آینده.
Les pourparlers entre les États-Unis.
چگونه میشه اعتماد ایجاد کرد؟ نظر من کار آسانی نیست. البته این بی‌اعتمادی از طرف آمریکا ایجاد شده. در دور قبلی مذاکرات این ما نبودیم که وسط مذاکرات اقدام به تهاجم نظامی کردیم.